Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a purchase or pass video. It's been such a long time since I filmed one of these videos and I miss filming them. Not because it's all about buying new makeup, but because I love hearing your thoughts on new products and what brands are doing. It's really interesting to see which brands are doing new releases well, which ones aren't, and just your opinions. So I can't wait to jump into it and talk about some products. There are a few things that I'm planning on trying at some point, maybe not right away, but I'm kind of adding them to my wish list. And then quite a few products that I'm not going to buy. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about these products. And let's kick it off with an eyeshadow palette. So Mel Cosmetics has a new eyeshadow palette. It is available right now as part of a set. You can purchase this set for $100 and it comes with the palette as well as a few other products. I guess they're going to sell the palette separately starting in May, but they haven't released an official release date or an official price point. I think separately the palette might retail for like $48, $50 because that's what their palettes typically do cost. But I guess we'll see once they release that additional information. Anyways, I think that this is such an interesting palette. It comes with 10 different shades, and based on the swatches, it does look like they're all matte shadows with the exception of the shade Shatter, which is a shimmery gold. You guys, I want to try another Mel Cosmetics palette so badly. Ever since I tried the Muerte palette back in either like the end of November, the beginning of December, I fell in love with the formula and I could see why people rave about the formula. But I think since then, the only other new palette they released was the Millennial Pink palette, like right around Valentine's Day, and I almost purchased that one because I thought it was so gorgeous, but it got a lot of mixed reviews, so I'm glad that I skipped over that one for now. Based on the reviews and the tutorials that I watched using that palette, it looked like some of the shades were a little bit more difficult to blend out. But I've been waiting for them to do another palette, and this one definitely caught my eye. A few people were saying it kind of looks like Smoke Sessions. Other people were comparing it to Gemini. Gemini and Smoke Sessions are kind of on my wish list, and whenever I think about trying another melt palette, those are the two that I consider. Out of the three, this one, Gemini, and Smoke Sessions, I feel like I'm still mostly drawn to Smoke Sessions, and I think it's because the other two just lack shimmer shadows. This palette has one shimmer, I think Gemini has two shimmers, and I just like shimmer shadows. The other thing about this palette is that as unique and gorgeous as it is, there are shades in here I know I won't wear very often, like the bright yellows, the lime greens. So knowing that, I don't think I should spend my money on it because I won't get use out of the entire palette. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to add this one to my collection, even though it's gorgeous and I think it's so much fun. I think now more than ever, I'm kind of leaning toward the Smoke Sessions palette. I think I might buy that one maybe sooner rather than later because every time they release a new palette, I think back to Smoke Sessions and how beautiful it is. So I think it might be a sign that I need to go with that one. So ColourPop actually has two new collections. They're kind of like mini collections, and I was excited to see a new ColourPop release. They are my favorite brand. I know a lot of people say they release so many products, and they definitely do, but it's been a while because if you guys are not aware, ColourPop is actually based in California, and due to the different regulations, they had to close down. So as far as I know, they're not manufacturing products. I know they're not shipping products out right now, and this is actually an Ulta exclusive. I read that they created the collection and shipped it out in early March before everything happened, so that's why they're able to release this at Ulta Beauty. Anyways, I did receive one of these collections in the mail as PR. There are two, so each collection comes with a new eyeshadow palette, a new blush, and then two lip glosses, but I was on Ulta's website earlier and you can only purchase the products separately, but if you do want to purchase them as a collection, I think the colors kind of go well together. So I am planning on doing a get ready with me this week. I think I have it planned to film on Wednesday, like based on my schedule. So I will use it so you can see how the products work in case you're kind of curious and you're considering it. The one that I do have is the She's Got Solstice collection. So this palette retails for $14. It is a warm toned palette, but it's a little bit more of a subdued warm toned palette. And I've been reaching for warm tones a lot lately. I was kind of into like colorful shades and smoky tones, and now I'm just kind of feeling more subtle warm tones. So I think that this is actually a gorgeous palette for spring and summer. If you have a ton of warm tones in your collection, I don't think you necessarily need to run out and buy this one, but if you are looking for like a smaller 9-pan palette, you might enjoy it. I'm wearing this one as a transition color, this one in the crease, this one all over the lid, and then I also went with this one on top. This is a really interesting texture. It's kind of like a foiled Super Shock shadow. It was a little bit difficult to work with. I had to like lightly pat it on because it doesn't blend onto the eyes like the typical Super Shocks, but I do think it looks really pretty, really eye-catching. So I didn't use the other shades. I swatched them. They feel just like ColourPop's formula. They tend to be very, very consistent. So I will use this one on camera so you can see how it actually applies. I also got the blush in the shade Meteorite. I am wearing this today with a very, very light hand. This is a pretty rich blush. It's really beautiful. So I think you could sheer it out, like if you just go in with a light layer, but you can also build it up if you have a little bit of a deeper skin tone. And then there are two glosses in each collection. I have the shade Come Through. I'm wearing this today on top of a lipstick. This is a pretty like sheer bronzy tone. And then they also have Overnight, which is more of a cream peachy shade. That's not like a full review because I only started testing these products out today, but I will use them on camera so you can see how they apply. But that is the first collection. They also have an eyeshadow palette called All Things Equinox, and that one's more of a cool toned purpley pink. It's really gorgeous. I'm so drawn to those shades, but I do have quite a few palettes like that, and they've been releasing a lot of cooler toned palettes, which I think is kind of a nice change from the typical warm toned palette releases we see from companies. They also did more of like a bright pink blush called Celestial, and then again, 2 Lux glosses. So the palettes are $14, the blushes are $10, the Lux glosses are $8 each. I know not everybody is buying new makeup, but if you love ColourPop and you've been missing their new releases and you're kind of shopping at Ulta, then those are now available on Ulta's website. There is a new skincare product that I'm interested in trying. I haven't been trying too many new skincare products lately. I've been trying to keep my routine very consistent because my skin has not been the best during this quarantine due to quite a few factors, obviously stress, anxiety, lack of sleep, and honestly, I'm not eating as well as I could be all the time. And then I just haven't been outside, and I feel like that really makes a difference. So anyways, I don't want to throw it off even more because everything is already so thrown off. Anyways, Farmacy has a new moisturizer that sounds really nice. This is their Daily Greens Oil-Free Gel Moisturizer. I love gel moisturizers, especially during the summertime when my skin is a little bit more oily than normal, and I just feel like I need something a little bit more lightweight. This one is supposed to deliver lightweight, lasting hydration while helping to clear the pores and reduce shine. So honestly, it sounds perfect, and I really like a lot of the Farmacy skincare products that I've tried, so I do plan on picking this one up. Oh, I actually just read that this is going to be available in the next Trend Mood box, so I might have to wait and see what else is going to be in the Volume 5 box and see if I can get it then. If I can't get the box or I'm not interested in the other products, I will end up grabbing this one eventually, maybe in like a month or two once I work my way through my current moisturizer. I did want to share a new set that I was excited to see. So Fenty released a new gloss bomb set. This is their double take duo, and it comes with 2 full-size gloss bombs. When I first saw this, I thought they were minis, but you actually get 2 full-size glosses for $29. Now, they're usually $19 each, so it is a $38 value, and you get the shade Fenty Glow, which is their original gloss, and then also Sweet Mouth, which was released during the holiday season. That's more of like a light sheer pink. This is a good deal if you like both shades and you've been wanting to purchase additional shades or try them out. Now, obviously, if you only like one and you're not crazy about the other one, skip the set because you can purchase these separately and you'll save money if you just purchase one of them. But this is a good deal if you do like both shades and you've been thinking about trying them. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I'll link it below, but it is available now for $29. Milk Makeup is releasing a new brow product that did catch my eye. This is their Kush Triple Brow Pen, and it's available now for $22. It comes in 8 shades, and it looks like a felt tip brow pen that actually has 3 tips. So I love the Urban Decay Brow Blade. That is my favorite product because it has this marker side, not marker side, like a pen side that creates really natural hair-like strokes. So whenever a brand releases an eyebrow pen that kind of claims to create those hair-like strokes, I'm honestly so curious to see if it's going to be as good as the Brow Blade. I've tried a couple. I tried one from Essence not too long ago that really didn't do it for me, but I kind of have this feeling that maybe Milk Makeup is the brand that's going to get it right. So I am intrigued by this. It's supposed to fill, feather, and build dimensional, natural-looking brows. They say that it is a sheer, buildable, water-resistant formula that will last all day long. I think I'm most curious as to whether or not this is a stiff brow pen or if it has flexibility. I think the reason why the Urban Decay Brow Blade works so well is because it's a very flexible pen, and whenever I go in with like a stiff brow pen, it just doesn't help me create like natural hair-like strokes because there's not a lot of versatility. So I'm thinking about buying this one. This is a product where I do think I'll wait for reviews because if people say that it's a very stiff pen, I don't think it's going to work for me. Hourglass has has some new products. So these are available now on their website. The first one is one that I am curious about. It is their Veil Eye Primer. This is supposed to be a silky, blendable, long-wearing formula that improves the wear of eyeshadow. I know people are so split on eyeshadow primers. Some people use concealer, some people don't use it at all. I have to use it. I have oily eyelids, and honestly, the older I get, the more that I see that my eyelids are a little bit more textured. They're not as smooth as they used to be, and that's what happens when you get older, and that's perfectly fine. But because I like wearing eyeshadow so much, I just want to do whatever I can to improve the look of it, improve the wear of it. So I always go in with a smoothing eyeshadow primer like the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've really been enjoying one from Profusion. So I'm curious about this one because I love the Hourglass Veil Primer, the one that's meant for your face. It's like a super smooth, airy, silky texture. It's so hard to explain because honestly, I've never tried anything like it other than the dupe from NYX, because NYX Cosmetics does have a dupe for it. But it's so interesting. A little bit goes such a long way. So even though it is a little bit more expensive, I feel like I can justify it because honestly, a mini would last forever. I'm trying to think how that would work as an eyeshadow primer. Like, would it actually lock my eyeshadows into place? I feel like the fact that it's a smoothing primer does appeal to me just because I like to start everything off with a really smooth base. And the nice part about eyeshadow primers is they last forever. It is a product I use up completely, so I'm okay with spending a little bit more if it is something I know that I'll love. So I'm curious to try that one out. That one is definitely on my wish list. I do want to try it out at some point. They also released a new setting spray. This one is the Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray, and it retails for $48. That is an expensive setting spray. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest setting spray fan. I'm not against them. They've just never become like an essential part of my makeup routine. I'll use the Urban Decay All Nighter during the summertime when I feel like I need my makeup to stay in place, but it's not something I use every single day. They say that this one is supposed to set your makeup while blurring imperfections. It's an ultra fine hydrating mist that creates a smooth, even, and naturally radiant appearance. So that's probably not going to be something I'm going to pick up, although it says it's supposed to set your foundation into place for 24 hours. I mean, the description sounds nice. I would love a setting spray that blurs my imperfections and holds my makeup into place all day, but realistically, I can't justify spending $48 on a product I can't guarantee I'll use very often. I can justify the price of the eye primer because I would use that every time I did my makeup and use it up completely, but I feel like this setting spray would probably go to waste in my collection, so I won't be buying this one. Becca is releasing a new highlighter, and I have to be honest, this one caught my eye. I recently decluttered my highlighter collection, and now that I have a more curated collection, what I feel like I'm missing is a good warm-toned pink highlighter. I have two pink highlighters that I love, but they're both cooler toned. One's from Becca, one's from Smashbox, and this kind of looks like a warmer pinky gold. So they describe this as a warm gold with peach and pink undertones, and it's supposed to adapt to the undertones of your skin to bring out the natural glow. I don't know about that. I feel like that's just an excuse when brands don't release more than one shade, but I do like this actual shade. I'm curious to see swatches because there's a chance it might be a little bit too dark for me and what I like to wear as a highlighter shade. And if that's the case, I won't buy it. But if not, I'm definitely interested in it because I think it looks gorgeous and it would add to my collection. Like, this is a shade that I don't have. I just wish brands would do mini highlighters. I really prefer not to buy full-size highlighters because it's not a product that I make my way through very quickly. I'm very light-handed with highlighter, and the Becca highlighters seem to last forever. So if they did a mini, that would be amazing, but I'm definitely considering this one once they do release it. Buxom has a new eyeshadow palette, which is kind of pretty. I feel like Buxom's been doing a few palettes lately. I don't know if I've touched on them in my purchase or past videos, but I've seen them like pop up on my Instagram feed or on Ulta's website. I used to have this Buxom palette that I loved. It had the word Dolly in it. It was like Dolly's Wild Side. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. It had like purples and golds and neutrals, and I used it so much. I just enjoyed the formula. It was very easy to work with, but it's been a while since I've tried Buxom's eyeshadow formula, so I don't know if it's changed or if it's the same. I haven't seen a lot of palette releases from them over the years because they had that entire, I'm sure they still have it actually, that entire customizable, I've literally been sitting here trying to think of the word. They had that entire customizable, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, you could purchase single shadows and create system. That's the word I was trying to think of. They had a customizable system where you could purchase single shadows and create your own palette. So I haven't seen a lot of these pre-made palettes, but this one is fun. It's like a bright, interesting palette for summer. There are colorful shades. It retails for $39, which is not a bad price point for a high-end brand. I don't think I like it enough to purchase it, but I will say that I love that they're doing something different, and I'm definitely curious to see what other palettes and products they release. Their Wanderlust blushes were so good that I'm genuinely curious why they don't do a lot of other products other than lip products. Like, they're known for their lip products, but the blushes were amazing. So I would love to see more cheek products, more eye products in the future. The last collection I wanted to touch on is the new BH Cosmetics Midnight Festival collection. This is really fun for summer. There are some bright shades. There is an eyeshadow palette for $20. You do get 20 different shadows in some fun, bright colors. It does have what looks like maybe 4 pressed glitters. I can't tell, there might be more, but there are definitely a good amount of pressed glitters in here. So because of that, I won't be buying that one. I'm just not into the pressed glitters, and I know ColourPop does pressed glitters as well. I feel like they've been cutting back a lot, and instead of pressed glitters, they've been doing like foiled shadows. So in this palette, they have like this super shock foil. I've also seen some like pressed foils, but I appreciate that they aren't doing as many pressed glitters because I know a lot of people aren't into the pressed glitters. I know some people like them. If a palette has one pressed glitter, I can kind of overlook it, maybe even 2. But when you start to see like a 5th or a 4th of the palette made up of pressed glitters, that's when it has to be a pass for me because I just know I won't use them. They also released a 10-piece brush collection for $25. I won't be buying this because I did buy 2 of their sets a few months ago. I was working on a video where I shared the best affordable brushes, and I think BH Cosmetics makes amazing brushes, and they're really affordable. The quality is great. I am interested in trying their So Extra High Shine Lip Gloss Duo. I haven't really tried anything from them other than their eyeshadows and their brushes. I did purchase one of their blush quads like a month or 2 ago, and I love it. I think the quality is amazing. So I do want to try more of their products this year, and these glosses look cute. You do get 2 for $12, and there are 2 different duos, so I think I'll probably end up grabbing the lighter duo next time I place an order on their website, or hopefully these products will come to Ulta because I just feel like that's a little bit more convenient because I usually order from Ulta more than I do from BH Cosmetics. I did order the blush quad from BH Cosmetics, and I didn't have any issues with the website. It took a little while to ship, but it wasn't bad. So those are all of the products that I wanted to talk about in today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know which products caught your eye, which ones don't appeal to you guys. I know a lot of you are currently shopping your stash, so let me know if you've discovered any older favorites and fallen back in love with them. I would love to know, but I'll see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye.